In this part, we are going to learn about authentication methods. In Oraquantic, the recommended authentication method is through forms, with login data in any of the locations, Active Directory, MS SQL, etc. It's the safest, and we can use customized forms as the one we can see in the image on the right. This is an example, okay? Where can we go to create these forms? We just need to go to Structure, Dictionary, and Login Form. Here we can create as many forms as we like. Multifactor authentication. When an employee introduces their credentials to access Oraquantic, they will also need to introduce a code that they will receive in their cell phones through the Oraquantic app or in their email. The code will be valid for 120 seconds only. This option is only currently available for the employee users. Multifactor authentication activation. From Structure, Employee Portals, General, we can activate it for all the employees or not. The employee will have the possibility to change this option for the record. It is essential to have a device register in the Oraquantic app. Let's go now to the application to see how we can do it. So if we go to Structure, Employee Portals General, we can see here that multi-factor authentication is already activated, okay? And then we can customize it because we can go to here, private data, and each employee can choose if they wanted to have it activated or not. So let's activate it and let's choose email. And now it's asking for the code. So we will receive a code, okay, that we need to add here to activate it. Once we have done this, we can see that it's activated. So save and exit. What happens if I open a new session as AP1 with a multi-factor authentication? Well, let's see what happens. So, as we can see, it has been activated and we need the code to get in again. So we need to go to the email and see the code. Copy and paste. And then we will be able to go in. As you can see, it's really easy. The next authentication option will be through an electronic ID, Spain electronic identification. So if we go back to the presentation, we have electronic ID authentication. Complete the identification field. This is the first thing we need to do. There is a field named identification. The ID is stored in this field and it is used when the login option, login with certificate, has been configured. Okay, if it's in the employee, we will find the identification here. If it's an external user, we can see that we have the identification field as well. Let's go to the application now to see it. So if we go here, we find the identification field here. Okay. Once we have the identification code, we need to configure the certified login session. So we just need to go to Structure, Forms, Login Forms. Login configuration and login with certificate. In this option, we can see the available certificates and we can select the type of certificate for the login. For example, DNA, e-Spain, or we have more possible options here. Some electronic certificates support the revocation check-in through a OCSP server, Online Certificate Status Protocol. When we click on the option, a window will open so we can activate it. Okay? So we just have to check if it's correct or not. And this shall be all for the authentication methods.